Hey there, welcome to this acrylic asylum painting lesson. I'm Mike Ferris. In this video, I'm going to be getting started on this 8x10 pre-stretched canvas, and I've got most of my image laid out, everything except for the final bird that's going to be bokeh out of focus in the background here, and then of course the two sandpipers in the foreground because I wanted to get the background on first. I'm going to be starting with my number 11 flat brush here, and on my palette I'm going to have here some permanent black, Phthalo Blue. This is violet, raw umber, burnt umber, permanent red, light magenta, cad orange, cad yellow, and of course titanium white. So starting with the sky up here, this nice sunset, clear day, beautiful out, and I'm going to start up there. So I'm going to take some cad orange and just a little bit of some cad yellow to that. And that just really warms up the orange. And to that now, I want to get just a teeny bit of burnt umber. I want to dull this down a bit. Okay, kind of like that. And now a good scoop of white. So I'm looking for this very light, very dull, sort of orange peachy color to start with. And let's see, maybe a little bit more of this burnt umber in there. And maybe a little bit more, well, not too much cad orange. Cad orange will take over the whole thing in no time if you're not careful with that. So let's see. I'm thinking something about like this. And I can always adjust my colors anytime, so it's all good. I'm just going to start with this. And I just kind of want to work this up top just a little bit and bring it down to about maybe in this area here before I start to transition to another value. I'm going to pick up some more white just a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit more of this burnt umber into it. And let's see. Sure, let's see. I'll grab some of this, some of that. Just kind of bring these two warm and brown colors together here. Kind of see what I get there. Okay, so maybe a little bit more white to desaturate that a little bit more. Okay, something like that. I'm going to go back over this. And there we go. I kind of wanted it more sort of like this hue here. See, without cleaning, I'm just going to take some cad yellow straight up. And actually, sorry about that. I'm going to take just a teeny bit of orange. That's just really to knock the yellow down just a little bit. Okay, for now. I'm going to get more vibrant in the center, but I like to work my tones with the dullest or darkest and then get a little bit brighter and a little bit brighter. And of course, you can always start the brightest and get darker and darker, but I would say pick a point, but don't go in between or start in the middle, of course, because you're blending, you'll get colors kind of muddied up that way, and I always find that doesn't come out that well. So as for me, I'm just kind of going from the top down, working these values in, and as I get up here, I'm going to just kind of bring this across and just really dust this up. As paint runs off the brush, I can really bring this up into this first value up here. And look at how I can get that nice transition there with this brush very well. Okay, and a natural round bristle brush will blend very well this way too. But I find with the flat brush for doing the sunsets, I can make it more specific where I want my colors to start blending and transferring. A round brush is more of a general area for covering everything. So I wanted more specifics because of that. So, okay, I'm going to grab just a little bit more cad yellow, not cleaning. See, it's a little bit more yellowed out now than up here. And right here is really where I want to get it very bright and vibrant. But for now, I'm just going to put this base color down. I'll start building more tones on top of it and blending into the other ones. So I'm just going to work this down. Okay, and of course, yellow is your most transparent color in the acrylic world, and maybe that's true of all mediums, but as you can see, easy to see my sun where that's going to be from the traceable image. And This traceable image is available down in the description box if you'd like help with the drawing process, or you can just follow along and just kind of generally do what I'm doing. It's all good, whichever you prefer, but it is available if you'd like some help with that, as well as a short video on how to transfer images to your canvas with wax transfer paper using a stylus to bring out this image. That way, of course, you're not on your canvas erasing all the mistakes and weakening the canvas, especially a stretch canvas. So doing it on paper and then transferring it is super ideal. Very neat and clean, keeps everything intact. I'm just kind of working this up, as you can see a little bit here, and just bringing that down. So now what I'd like to do is get some Cad Orange now. And I do want to get a little bit of yellow in there. And then I just want to get just a teeny bit of red. Not much. Okay, so again, just working base color for now. I'm going to bring this down to this horizon line here. Okay, just kind of something like that. I'll just work this orangey tone in here. Okay, I'm not going to blend in yet because I still got too much paint on the brush, so I'm going to use that to fill in over here with this and keep more of this heavy color on this side here away from our sun area, because what I want to do with a little bit of paint left as it runs out, as you know, it makes it a lot easier to blend. Okay, a little bit heavier pressure with my brush to lay more paint down, and then look, just using the tip of it and creeping it over, just keeping it so it just really blends right where it's at, and instead of going over and taking over into this yellow some more. I just want to give very little pressure so it can do that. Okay, and over here, just kind of want to, okay, see if I can get a little bit of paint here to work with here. There we go. Okay, so without cleaning, I'm going to take some more yellow, and I want to knock this back a little bit right in here. Okay, just make this a little bit more natural like this. Okay, something like that. Okay, just kind of getting this nice transition and this blend going. Okay, super well this way. And I'm going to take this up some more, just a little bit. See that? Again, very little paint on the brush, hardly any now, and it makes it really easy to just get that nice soft blend there. Okay, so super great lesson for blending techniques and getting these right. So if you have something that is out of whack, let's say there's too much yellow or orange or whatever value is where it shouldn't be, just kind of let it dry a little bit, and then you can take your other value and then start kind of away from that value, and as you come up to it, you can blend over that other color to knock it back and have your blend more precisely where it should be taking place. And you just really just want to push this around and get familiar and comfortable with your brush if you're new at this, or if you find that maybe blending is not maybe your cup of tea or your wheelhouse. If you just hang in there, just kind of go back and forth, like I said, build up the layers. It just gets better each time, and each time you can more give precision on where you want your colors to start blending and the transitions and how you want that to happen. So you just really have to hang in there and just trust that it's going to work out, and just keep building up the layers. It's all good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some more yellow here, and I'm going to go back in here. Okay, a little bit more yellow. Okay, and as you can see, even with another coat, I can still see that traceable of the sun there as if it never got covered up. So it's all good. Just totally cover up. And of course, because I have my image taped to my canvas still, if for some reason I lost a line and I didn't have any idea where it was, I can always, after it dries, flip that back over, put some black or white transfer paper down, whatever that will show up the best, and just trace it out again. It'll show right back up, all good. So I tell you, in this craft, you'd never have to live with anything you don't want to live with. You can fix anything anytime you want. It's super awesome. And in this way, it gives everyone a chance to get better without having to start over each time or throw in the towel and all that. It's never this. It's like there's no way to fail at this. The only way to fail is if you just quit doing it. But I'm telling you, if you don't like your painting, if there's something about it that's not popping or the colors are dull, it just means it doesn't have enough layers. It doesn't have enough value changes playing together with other ones to make a contrast. All those things that you need in order to make that come out that way. And therefore, it just needs more paint, more time. That's it. But eventually, acrylic paints will so work out. Will totally work out. Okay, so as you can see, we have this vibrance happening here, and it kind of fades off. And we're starting to get this nice little look here to it. So what I'm going to do now is, again, I'm going to take some orange without cleaning. And let's get some of that yellow in there just a little bit to warm it just a bit. Okay. And see, I got some openings here. You can see I just kind of want to get this filled in some more and make this more full, and just makes a nicer looking painting at the end. Okay, so getting more of this vibrant orange going, and just very light pressure again. I'm not even bending the bristles. I'm just kind of like what Bob Ross would say, 2 hairs and some air. Okay, 2 hairs and some air, and that's all it takes. I can blend this out. Super good, like that. See that? Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Just works. Okay, so let me get some of this on the horizon a little bit more like this. Yeah, see? Okay. Okay, less pressure with my brush. I'm just kind of dusting that up. Okay, something like that. Boom. And I want to take this up a little bit more. Up like this. See, it kind of brings it together in a way. Same thing up here. Kind of brings it together a little bit more. Okay, so something like that. I'm going to clean my brush now because I want that orange off of there. I want to work more with my yellow value here. I want to brighten up and just make this pop a little bit more. I'm going to take my number 4 flat brush here, and I'm going to get some red tones now. This is really going to help to set this glow off when I get this darker value here. So red, and maybe just a touch of orange in that. That just kind of joys up the red a little bit, if that makes sense. Okay, so just a little bit of paint, not too much. And I just kind of want to put like a hint of some red, just kind of like this, down like this at the horizon. Okay, I'll just bring this all the way across. I'll turn my brush over when paint gets off of one side and I still need to drag it over. So something like this. I'm gonna work this up a little bit like this, yeah. And check it out, it just like really does something to that glow a little bit more. Okay, so I'm not gonna clean my brush. I'm now gonna take some more Cad Orange. And again, I want to see a little less paint than that. Kind of work that in. Okay, so sometimes if you try to wipe paint off when it's still wet, it kind of takes it off the canvas a little bit, but that's okay because see, I'm gonna smooth this out. So I'm going to clean my brush now. Okay, and I'm going to go back. Let's see. I'm going to go actually to, now that I got everything kind of blocked in with that up here, I'm going to take my number, I think this is a number 8 flat brush. Again, use whatever brush you're comfortable with, but as you can see, a little bit bigger, but not as big as the one I started with, which was my number 11. And I'm just going to go and load some more yellow up. And I'm going to go in here. And I'm just going to bring it over again. You can just dust it out into that yellow and sort of reddish area there. Kind of do that to lay more paint down, and then again, just the tips of the bristles to blend. I'm using more of the brush to lay and then the tips to blend. That's pretty much the rule of thumb there. And it's just a matter of just getting things, getting comfortable with it, feeling it out. And like I said, every time you get to where you need to blend back over a value because it might be in the wrong spot or maybe didn't come out right, it's all good. And even if it does come out right, you still want to blend back over colors anyways as you build up layers, because each layer is giving your painting that much more pop, vibrance, effect, softer blend, whatever it is. And this is why I don't worry about my first couple coats usually, because it's like, okay, well, it's not until the third or fourth that I'm going to really get into it and things are going to really start to happen in my favor. Just because that's, again, the nature of acrylics and the way it works. What can you do? So here we go. I'm going to go again with a little bit of this orangey color, maybe a little bit of red. Okay, just to dole it a bit. And again, what is that? Okay, I don't know, something was on my brush, should have been. So now let's see, right where these two meet, I'm going to just blend over that. See that? I can settle that hard line down and get rid of that. Okay, just lay some paint down on that. Okay. Okay, without cleaning, I'm going to get now some more Cad Yellow. Go into, again, some more Cad Yellow. And let's see, again, a little bit more yellow, a little bit more red. I'm going to go now back into some Cad Orange, a little bit of yellow. And just going to wipe a lot of that paint off the brush. And I just kind of want to go in here like this. Okay, something like that. And again, I'm going to clean my brush, get all that orange off of there. It's important to have it dried out pretty good too, especially when blending, or it'll just kind of pull the paint off and cut through it. And at that point, you just have to let it dry and then come in there with a drier brush, and then the paint should lay down better that way. Okay, so a little bit more Cad Yellow. Just gonna go in here like this now and kind of blend back into some of this value. Show it kind of fading off here a little bit. Okay, very light pressure with my brush. Very, very, very light. I just want to dust it right here. I don't really want to take it over anymore on this left side here. So let's see. I'm going to bring this down a little bit in here too, just kind of lightly like this. Okay, something like that. I'm liking that. See, it just gets better each time. It's all good. Do not walk away. It's all good. Okay, so I'm going to clean my brush again, and I'm going to set that aside. And let's see, I'm going to now, if I use this brush here, see that I can kind of do that, and I'm going to get some titanium white going here. So just titanium white alone. Actually, I want a little bit of yellow in there. I don't want white all at once, actually, because I want to make this glow, this sun here, super bright. So with this, this is my number 6 natural, or I'm sorry, number 6 nylon flat brush. The brushes are kind of worn out, but it's perfect for setting this in about the center. And then look, I can turn this and get that kind of in there established. And part that I really want to do now is I want to cover up this traceable here of the sun here and get rid of that line. So using more white because it's more opaque will help me to do that. Okay, so again, a little bit more white now. Now that I have my circle filled in, I can just kind of take this brush and sort of just fill it in. And all good. So this is about a penny size on this 8x10 canvas. So if you're doing an 11x14 or maybe even bigger, then definitely want to use a bigger size there. But again, from the traceable image, it is proportionately set for the size of the canvas that you want to use. So again, that's available if you'd like to check that out. And it also, of course, helps to support me and allows me to keep doing these videos and bringing the joy of painting the best way that I can. So I hope this painting finds you guys well. I hope that you're able to follow along. Leave me a comment or question down below if there's anything I can help with. I'll do my best to answer anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a general value here. I'm going to take some of this violet. I'm going to take some violet here, and I'm going to dull that with some raw umber this time, so that it's kind of like this kind of deal here. Okay, a little bit more raw umber to that, maybe. Okay, so a very dark violet color here. I'm just going to block in this very dark general value here. And I'm going to come up here. I do this up here at this. Now this is going to be out of focus back here, but I'm not worried about the effects yet. I just want to get the color down and block it in for now. So yeah, just this value here, and I'll just start up here, and I'm not going to take it crazy, but you know, do something like this. And I'm going to leave this gap here just so I can see where my waves are and the different changes in the ocean in the background here. So just going to do something like that. Okay, just kind of something like that. And let's see, I'm going to clean my brush again. Kind of want to do some phthalo blue and some of that raw umber and violet mixture. And I want some of this magenta, sorry, light magenta in it. Okay, maybe something like that. And this really is just a value change just to kind of help map me out to where I should be and kind of this undercolor that's going to be here. But it's important to always put a under layer. So like if you see something with all these different values of color popping off, but you see behind it, you know, maybe something like a dark value, always want to put that down and have things pop off of that to contrast and give it that vibrance to it. You know, just colors alone without any contrast is just kind of flat and boring. This time I want to add some magenta and some Cad Orange. Well, it's a little bit more orange than I wanted, maybe. Yeah, kind of like this. Okay, and again, just base color. All good. All right, making a nice mess here. Having fun, all good. So now I'm going to take some more magenta, maybe some Cad Yellow to that. I want to fill these guys in here. Okay, just kind of lay these, I don't know, irregular shapes, reflective things on the sand here that are going to be happening. Okay, just getting some general values where they go. All good, no big deal. Okay, and then now I want to get some of this raw umber and violet. Again, maybe some phthalo blue to darken that even further. Right here, this is going to be really dark in here. Well, for a base color anyway. That's what I meant. Okay, I don't know. There's going to be some kind of something right there that's doing something. So I'm going to go in here now and block this in with this dark value. Okay, something like that. Something right here. Okay, there it is. And without cleaning, I'm just going to take a little bit of titanium white to some of this magenta. And you can see it's kind of a grade sort of color here, a little bit more white. I don't know, something like this. Okay, and with that, I'm just going to fill this in. This is going to be like some top wave kind of foam action maybe, or the wave kind of breaking in the background here. Okay, just want to fill these in, no big deal. Don't care about how neat it is. I just want to get these general values where they go, and then think about details and value changes on top of this general stuff here, and allowing some of that general color to show through is what's going to build this up and give us the look here of this nice beach scene here. Okay, so I haven't really done much of anything. I'm just blocking color in. That's it. Just putting paint on the brush and throwing it up there, and it's all good. See, it's already looks like something happening. It already looks like light hitting from the sun down here. I mean, it's already, how they used to say in the '60s, it's happening, man. It's all happening. It's all happening. Check it out. It's just, now it's lighting up, and from here, this is going to be super awesome. I'm going to get some values, play them on here, and this thing is just going to ooh come alive. And I'm going to be using different brushes for different effects. Of course, for the background, it'll be blurry out here. It'll be more in focus here. Of course, you want to see those sandpipers and all of their detail and array just pop against all that blurred out stuff. So between the lights and the shadows, and then the contrasting in focus, out of focus elements, is what's really going to make everything appeal to the eye that much more and really draw it in. It's going to be like a fun ride for the eye to go through it again and again when looking at this when it's done. So I'm going to let this dry and I'll be back. Okay, now that I got everything blocked in and dried, I'm going to go back through it again and just kind of clean some stuff up and add some maybe faded values that aren't showing as much as I'd like them to, and just kind of do what I need to do here. And of course, building up another layer, it's going to get better. So if you're not happy with your first layer, I would say great, you're doing something right, because acrylics really sucks the first layer. That's just the way it is. But we need that sucky layer and that mess to make the stuff on top pop and do its thing and give it all that realism and texture and blah blah blah. So that is a good thing, believe it or not, though it looks like it's from hell. So I'm going to go ahead now with some more orange. I'm going to take again some yellow, and I want a lot of that paint off the brush. Now I just want to take some burnt umber here. Okay, so I'm looking again for that light, dull peachy color. Okay, so God, I'm thinking something like this. Okay, I got that the first time I tried. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so with this, again, I want to go back up here. I just want to go across on the upper part here and just kind of have this value show up a little bit more. And I want to bring it down on top of what's here. Okay, so something like that. You can see it sort of gives it more of a transition like that. Okay, so I'm going to clean this brush now. Now I'm going to take just some Cad Yellow. And once again, I want to go around the sun here. Again, back into this light peach color here that I made. And again, let's see, I'm going to get a little bit more color here. Just a teeny bit of burnt umber, teeny bit of yellow, hardly any orange, because orange, man, I'll just take right over. Okay, a little bit more white. There we go. Okay, that light stuff there. Okay, let's go back in. Dragging that down, and see, it just gets softer and smoother each time. It just looks a lot better than it did. Okay, and so now without cleaning, I'm just going to take a little bit more orange. Okay, not much. I just want a teeny bit. And I just kind of want to go over just kind of right here where it got kind of messy. Okay, just kind of something like this. I'm going to go ahead and take my number 4 flat brush here. This is a nylon brush. I'm just going to go back in here again with more white. Okay, just like that. And just really make this pop out of here super bright. Okay, just kind of, I'll go up to my line, and this should take care of that line now. With more white this way, as opaque as it is, it'll just totally cover it up now. And this little bit of brighter yellow here, I'm going to leave that because that's really going to zing this sun out here with that glow. So every time you want to make something bright, it's always important to have a glow with other colors and values that surround your brightest color of that glow. And then turn, that just makes it appear like it's just shining out of something. And I'm just going to go again, just plain old Cad Yellow. And I just want to go right here, just right around the sun immediately. And I'll even dust in just a little bit of this yellow. Just a teeny bit on the very edge here. Okay, something like that, and you can see how that just really illuminates out of there like that. All right, something like that. We'll go a little bit more into this with that yellow, just a little bit more. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I have my number 4 natural flat brush, and these flat bristle brushes, or these natural bristle brushes, are going to give me this out of focus effect. And it's very dry, and these lines are going to be super fuzzy, which is what's going to give that effect. So I'm going to take some Cad Red, a little bit of orange to that. Okay, so something like this. And I want a lot of that paint off the brush. I don't want very much at all. And again, no water on this brush, very dry. And right here, I just want to do this red value deal here. Kind of like this. See that kind of red hue here at the bottom? Look how nice that blends. Really, really well. Okay, so this little red horizon deal there. Okay, get a little bit more paint on the brush, not much. Okay, and I'm gonna go right on this line here. Okay, see something like that. And what I want to do now is, without cleaning, I'm just going to take some of that raw umber and violet and a little bit of blue. Okay, so I got this dark value because I want this really fuzzed out, this line right here. See this? I want to just without going up into the red too much. I want that red there to show, but see, I want to go something like this so that it's this fuzzy, blurry, out of focus effect here. As you see this effect this brush makes, like I said, it just gives that nice out of focus look there. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and clean this brush. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting all the different values of the water on here, and I'm going to use that same brush with those natural bristles to give it that fuzzy, blended, out of focus look. So I'm going to take some light magenta, and I'm going to take some of this raw umber and violet and a little bit of phthalo blue mixture. Okay, and maybe a little bit more raw umber to that to dull that down a little bit more. Okay, and now some titanium white. Okay, a little bit more raw umber. I'll dull that even further. Okay, perfect. I'm thinking something like this. So just a dulled down light lavender color like this. Just a little bit of paint on the brush. And I'm going to go in here and pretty much just work these little things in. I'm going to go just really small. Just kind of do something like this. And of course, if there's something I don't like, or if something's too big, if it should be smaller because it's further away, whatever, take this dark color, that dark lavender color, and just knock it back to the degree it should be. And really just play this in here. This is a really good forgiving lesson on blending and practicing with doing bokeh stuff, and really just getting comfortable with all the brushes and everything going on without having to have it be messed up, or you know, you have to start all over kind of thing. So to do anything you want to do. Okay, so as you can see, nice and fuzzy here. And of course, I can always come back in here in the same manner with this dark and work that back over some of this and open some of this up and give a little bit more openings for details and stuff. So it's not just a complete mess, maybe, if it starts to become that way. All right, so let's see. I want to leave some of this dark here before I get to here, just that way the wave breaking and the foam on top won't get lost in this stuff here. And then we can see the separation of the wave more here, and then the ocean in the distance back this way. So this dark value between is your friend. You want to keep him around and have that be in your favor that way to give you that depth and distance here. So something like this, just kind of however. Okay, it looks kind of rough at sea maybe. I don't need to clean. My brush is dry. I'm going to go again into that violet and raw umber mixture. Maybe a little phthalo blue. Yeah, that just darkens it a little bit. Okay, more raw umber. And again, I just want to go just here and there, not everywhere. Just kind of open up some of these. Okay, just kind of maybe something like that. And because you can see it's very blended. And I want to keep that blended fuzzy line thing going in here, as that's going to show, again, the out of focus. Okay. All right, going back now into some more titanium white and into, again, this light lavender color. And once again, let's go in here. I want to just kind of work this again. Now what I can do to get more precision and still keep it out of focus is I got my number 2 nylon flat brush, but as you can see, these bristles are pretty worn out, and with this I can use this dry and scrub with that, and it just gives it, because they are nylon and not all wild like the natural bristles, it'll help me to control more lines easier. So I'm going to go to that, and I'm going to go back in now to that dark. Okay, that raw umber and violet, touch of phthalo blue again to darken it a bit. Okay, a little bit of paint on the brush, not much. And let's see, I'm going to just kind of do some things like this, maybe, yeah. Okay, just kind of using the edge of it. Do now is I'm going to take a little bit of light magenta, okay, a little bit of that dull, what is it, violet. And let's see, I'm going to get a little white, not much. So again, this is my worn out number 2 nylon flat brush that I'm using. Use whatever you're comfortable with. So I'm going to hit some of these little deals here where the sun's kind of kissing off of it right here like that, yeah. Okay, and then it's going to sort of hit some of these, it's just kind of in random ways. like that. Yeah, something like that. All right, and with the rest of this color, I'm gonna come down here and just sort of, I don't know, just kind of fill some more stuff in like that. I don't know, something like that, just kind of running that out. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here now, and actually before I do that, I'm gonna take, again, some of this dark value. That's these three: raw umber, violet, touch of phthalo blue. Okay, wiping a lot of that paint off the brush. And let's see, I want to go kind of something in here so I can so that I can kind of define, like I said, a separation. I want this dark kind of be in here, so I'm kind of knocking back some of this light value in here. I notice I'm skipping over this because when sunlight comes through here, it's really going to, you know, bring all these colors together, and they're kind of sort of lose this dark in here in that way, and that's going to pop that out of there a little bit. So just plan for that and keep that like that. All right, so just kind of something like this. And it kind of just puts the other stuff back a little bit. All right, so without cleaning, I'm just going to take again some more white. And as you can see, we get that dull light, that lavender color back again. Okay, so that's all it is. Like these color changes, you can just work them back and forth, and you don't have to really mess with too much cleaning a lot of times. You just grab more or less white or more of the color. Okay, so again, just kind of brushing this lightly so I can get that blend and that fade. No hard lines whatsoever in this area of the bokeh world here. Got to keep the bokeh world out of focus by keeping those fuzzy lines and those blends. Okay, where it's like Distortion City. All right, and so with that same value, I'm just going to kind of do this. See that? I'm just going to fuzz this out into this darker stuff here. Seeing that, just get a little bit more pigment on the brush actually, because I want to make this look like it's like that. So I'm gonna go now again into more light. I'm sorry, this, yeah, light lavender color. I had to think about it for a sec. And let's see, right in here, I'm just gonna create, let's see, a little bit of paint on the brush here. These little foamy things that are seen here, but again, out of focus. So it's gonna have, again, these blended lines. I'm just kind of barely touching the canvas again. See how it just kind of fades that out? See, kind of like that. And then okay, this little foam stuff here on the wave. I just kind of dance this around. Here's what I'm going to do now. You probably guessed it. I'm going to take those three colors again. Raw umber, violet, a little touch of blue for that dark value. And guess what? I'm going to go in here and knock some of this back. See, just very little pressure on the brush. See, and I'm just kind of doing these little subtle things here. Okay, it's kind of something like, however. like that. So now we see this wave here with a little bit of this foamy stuff happening. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the rest of this dark value right in here. Now let's get a little bit more of that on the brush. There we go. So I'm going to take now again some more magenta into that light lavender color there. And with this, I'm going to go kind of like little shimmer shine that's going on this little lip here, top of the wave there. Okay, a little bit more of that color, and now this time more titanium white to desaturate that and brighten it. And let's go, let's see, I'm going to go something like this. So here's where we start to get in focus. Even though I got that same beat up number 2 flat, I'm not going light pressure and fuzzing it out. I'm going on the very edge of it and not blending it really. So let's see, I'm going to go up kind of like that. I'm going to bring this down and just kind of fill this in. Just kind of like this. Is kind of put this little separation here with this light value there between here and here. So this is one value, or this is one wave. This is another sort of crumbling kind of wave area there. Okay. So before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead now without cleaning. I'm going to take some Phthalo Blue and I'm going to take some titanium white and a little bit of magenta into that. Okay, a little bit more white. Okay, something like that I'm thinking, and just a little bit of paint again on this number 2. And I just want to go in here, just kind of set this off a little bit. See that right there, how we got a little bit of a blue sort of tone here. Okay, so just here and there, but not everywhere. See, I'm just kind of giving it a little hint of some of this in some places. See, it's kind of like, just kind of here and there, like I said, not much at all. Very, very subtle. And what I want to do now is go back into some titanium white and into that lavender kind of color there. Okay, like that. And I want to brighten up just some of these highlights. So let's see. It just kind of sparkles it up, shines it up a little bit. Okay, something like that. Okay, even some of that light color on here, even. Okay, so a little sparkle, a little shine there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this brush now. And I'm gonna take now my number 6 flat brush here, and I'm gonna start making some detailed stuff just a little bit. So before I do, I'm going to take, again, that violet, and I'm gonna leave out the blue this time, just taking some raw umber and now some titanium white. So I kind of want this grayed sort of lavender kind of color right here to start with. And I'm going to use this to kind of build some foam and some stuff. So let's see, I'm going to kind of come in here like this. Just kind of Stir some of this up, kind of bring some of this up into here a little bit. Okay, so see there's a little kind of a little break, a little happening deal here. So now what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of phthalo blue now. I'm going to go a little bit of titanium white. And let's see, maybe a little bit more titanium white. Yeah, something like this. Okay, same brush, and I want to go in here and just kind of do this little deal here. Okay, I'm just kind of doing this little deal here, just kind of whatever, you know, just kind of tapping it. Tap, tap, tapping it. Okay, and so now without cleaning, I'm going to take some violet and some titanium white. And with this, I want to take this value now and come in here. And I want to sort of meet this purple in here a little bit too, or this violet, this dulled down stuff here. Okay, and I want to add this in here as well. Okay, something like that. Okay, so wiping a lot of that paint off the brush now, and I want to take now some titanium white and some of that blue. Okay, maybe a little bit more of that blue. Okay, and now I just want to go, just boom. See, this is going to be more focus and detail stuff now because I'm not fading out these lines even though I'm just pushing on them. And it's going to really bring this together and make it pop in such a cool way against all that bokeh detail, or I'm sorry, bokeh stuff in the background. And of course, especially when I get the sandpipers in and the details on that, it's really going to push this back and really make that out of focus pop and do all those cool things. Okay, so in the same way before, I'm just kind of building this up. Just building this up. Okay, so as it gets over here more into the shadow, I want to go a little bit more color. So a little bit more violet now into that. And just very here and there, but not everywhere. I'm going to take some titanium white now. Just a teeny bit of that blue in there. Okay, and very here and there. I'm just going to get a nice sparkler. Boom. See these little deals here. Just kind of want to hit some of this. A little bit more white. Okay, something like this. Okay, some more of that blue in there. And okay, so a little bit more violet now. Now I'm just going to take that dark again, the blue, a little bit of blue, raw umber and violet here. Okay, and I'm going to pretty much just go under here. Maybe something like that. And I don't want to make it a total straight line. I want some irregularities like this. Okay, that just kind of shows the shadow breakup of the foam here, how it's uneven coming in. Of course, it doesn't come in on a perfect straight line like that. All right, so okay, something like that. And while I'm here, I'm going to use the edge of this nice flat brush here to create some of this shine and some of these little water things here. Okay, kind of like this. Okay, a little bit of paint left on the brush. I'm going to go down here and just sort of do this. It's a little darker right here. Okay, just kind of something like that. Kind of put these little shadows back in here a little bit. I feel like maybe I kind of lost some shadow stuff. Okay, at that same value on my brush still. Okay, just kind of breaks it up a little bit. Okay, something like that. See, brings that dimension and that depth back, so it's not just all flat and kaleidoscope looking. So now I want to go more to, again, magenta, into some of that lavender color there, and more titanium white. Okay, let me get that shimmer shine going there. Hit some of this out here as well with that. And I want to take some Cad Orange and some Magenta, a little bit of burnt umber. And let's see, I want to get a good, I want to make this really light. Very light. Okay, more magenta into that actually. And let's see, I'm thinking something like this. A very peachy color. Okay, and I want to go kind of like this. And I don't want to cover all the lavender up, but I will go ahead and brighten this up a lot in this area where the sun is really hitting the sand here. And of course I want to use this brush to make these crisp lines. I don't want anything out of focus in this area, so just like this, I'll just go ahead and hit this. Okay, so just dragging that peachy color around, you know, as you can see, it's just getting this stuff laid in. All right, so what I'm going to do now is take a little bit more, we'll see, I'm going to go into some Cad Yellow now. Okay, very light, just like this. And I'm also going to play this around in here. Okay, just a little bit here and there, not everywhere, just kind of streak this in. See, we have crisper lines than say out here with all this faded stuff. And that really helps to contrast again between those places of out of focus and in focus. I'm going to go up here, just kind of clean some stuff up. Just kind of want to do those three colors for that dark value again. Okay, just kind of something like that, tapping off that paint. And then what I want to do is kind of come in here just a little bit and just kind of break up some of this. You know, just kind of something like this. And knock down this a little bit. It's more of in the shadow area away from the sun over here, so I didn't want it as bright. Okay, and then just kind of doing some things. Okay, maybe just a little bit. Okay, kind of something like that. Kind of shows a little bit more of the action there in that way on the wave. All right, so I'm going to clean this brush now. Back to my number 6 flat brush here with that nice edge for the detailed area here. And once again, I want to go into, let's see, we'll go into some phthalo blue and some violet, a little bit of raw umber. Okay, just kind of a dark value here again. And just kind of want to specifically just kind of pick out some of these little waterline little details here. And I want to use just the very edge of the brush and the corners too. Make these very fine lines and these details here really well this way. Okay, so okay, see, just kind of like this. Bit like that. All right, so something like that. I'm going to go ahead and clean this brush again. All right, so I'm going to go into some more Cad Yellow. And let's see, I'm going to go a little bit of burnt umber. That's just to dull it just a teeny bit. Okay, just a little bit of that yellow. Now I want to get titanium white. Okay, something like this. It's very, very light yellow, kind of dull yellow color. Okay, a little bit more white actually to that. Very light. Okay, and with this nice fine edge on it, I'm gonna go in here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna glow up these little highlights here. I'm gonna take some orange, some yellow. I'm going to take a good scoop of this light magenta here. And now some titanium white. So I'm thinking, yeah, something like this. This real nice peach glow here. Super awesome. And I want to stick that right here. Okay, just kind of doing something like that. Leaving some openings there, and I'm going to grab a little yellow now. And right in here, I want to glow it up like that with that yellow. Okay, and also right in here with that. Okay, so something like this. I got this nice glow going on here. And now what I want to do is I want to take again some more of that magenta, some Cad red, and I want to kind of do this right here with that. I'm going to take a little bit of this again, just some orange and a touch of that light magenta color, and I'm gonna, let's see, place this kind of something like right here. And I'm going to take now, once again, that dark color, the blue, the violet, the raw umber, and kind of go back in here again. Okay, so I want to pick up a little bit more Cad Orange now. And I kind of want to scoop some of that in here. Kind of show some of the reflection of the sky here. And it kind of brings out this glow a little bit and this shine. You want to do that. Okay, and without cleaning, I just want to take some more of this violet, and I want to take, let's see, a little bit more of that. Get some more white into that. Let's see, something like this. Okay, and just a little bit of paint, and right here, just kind of want to apply this value here. Just kind of run that over like that, and then okay, something like this. And I'll run that over that way. Okay, and then also down in here, there's going to be some of this. And again, just kind of stirring it up in a circular motion to give it kind of that bokeh feel to it. Let's see, I'm going to go a little bit of blue and raw umber and that violet again, just a little bit of white to that. Okay, so it's just kind of dark still. And I just kind of want to brush it to make it distorted to give it that reflection look to it. Let's see, I'm even going to take it like that so it looks like it's reflecting. Okay, so something like that. Okay, and now without cleaning, I'm going to take some phthalo blue and some titanium white. Okay, something like this. And I'm just going to go in here. Just a little reflective light here off of this little thing here on the sand, rock or whatever it is. See that? And then I'll reflect some of that into this just a little bit. See, like that. Okay, and now I want to clean this brush. Add a little bit more of this magenta, light magenta. And this Cad Orange, a little yellow to that to warm it. Okay, I'm going to get some titanium white now. Okay, just kind of want to do something of this nature here. now what I want to do is a little bit more light magenta, a little bit more titanium white. And I kind of want to just scratch in this stuff here a little bit. A little bit more of that dark value again with these three colors here, the purple, blue, and brown. And let's see, I want to go, once again, just kind of what I want to go is some of this Cad Orange and some of this Magenta. That sort of dulls it, believe it or not. And I'm going to add just a little bit of burnt umber to that, just to dull it, to get it more of a peach tone here. Let's see, get a little bit more yellow, a little bit more magenta, light magenta. Okay, let's see. A little bit more magenta, light magenta. Okay, now some titanium white. There we go, something I think about that tone there. All right, and just gonna hit again, just kind of glaze and get some of this color back in here. See, just kind of like that. And then over in this area as well. Without cleaning, I'm going to take some violet and some burnt umber and titanium white. Let's see, more violet there. Okay, and with this, just want to go do something like this. Okay, let's get some Cad Orange here, and again, more titanium white. And I just want to work this over. Let's see, I want to add those dark colors again. And I want to add now some permanent red and some light magenta. And with this, it's going to be this really reflective kind of a deal here, where it's, let's see, kind of okay, something like that. Got some red stuff, I don't know, some red reflective kind of things happening a little bit in here, a little bit, and even a little bit in here. I'll just glaze some of that. Okay, I want to put another layer of white down here. So again, I have my number 2 worn out nylon flat brush here. And one more time. See if I can cover that dark line up here. Okay, I want to go down here again, and I just kind of want to build up some more layers, kind of smooth this out a little bit. So I'm going to take again some Cad Yellow, and it's got a little orange in there, not much. I'm going to get a lot of titanium white. Okay, so this very, very light. Okay, you have a little kind of a yellow kind of deal. And again, let's sparkle this up. Now what I want to do is I want to get this orange and light magenta together, and I want to take a little bit of titanium white, and just like that, and this nice dull, or I'm sorry, this nice vibrant yellow, I'm going to kind of hit this right here, and it just really shines this up a little bit. So you just kind of like this. Adds a little kind of a shine and sparkle there. And also right here, it'll be the same too. Okay, kind of like that. Yeah, just kind of giving these little shines and sparkles here and there. Okay, can maybe put one right there. I'll do some bokeh stuff like this. That kind of pop and shine a little bit like that, yeah. Okay, just a little bit of white. Not much, not a lot of paint on the brush. Okay, and I just kind of want to show this kind of light play going on in here, just kind of in a bokeh kind of a way. And this is and again, I want to take some Cad Orange, a little bit of light magenta. And once again, I want to put this nice ray of shine right here in the sand. Okay, I'm just going to take some Cad Yellow and some titanium white, brighten that, and right here in the center, kind of want to do this, and I just kind of want to fade this out on the outsides here. Okay, just kind of like that. Okay, just something like that. Okay, a little bit more yellow. Yeah, that gives it a nice glow there. Okay, a little bit of that over here. Yeah, it just gives it a nice glow and a shine in that way. Okay, kind of like that. All right. And now I want to put some of that just kind of right here. Okay, and so now I just want to take just pure yellow, just pure Cad Yellow, and I want to go hit some really bright, sparkling kind of stuff here. Okay, kind of like that. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more of this light magenta here. Okay, something like that. Okay, something of this nature, yeah, like that. Now what I want to do, I want to go back to my beat up number 2 nylon flat brush here, and I want to make some sparkles on the water here. A really cool part here. I want to take now some red. I'm sorry, yeah, some Cad Orange, permanent red. And I want to tap a lot of that paint off the brush because I'm going to glaze this. And I want to go right under the sun, just like this, very lightly with my brush. Little paint and very light pressure, and I can get this glazed over to make it still seem, you know, you can still see through it very well. Okay, so something like that. And I'll have that show up a little bit more here in just a sec. Just getting some stuff down for now, just some color there for that. Now what I want to do is take some white, some yellow, some light magenta, some Cad Orange. Okay, I want this very light and vibrant sort of color here. Okay, just maybe something like this. And right here, I just want to barely touch the canvas with the edge or the corner of the brush. And I just want to do these little bokeh light things like this. See that? Like that. Just very light. Okay, just kind of something like that. Okay. These little things kind of showing up like this, yeah. And then right here, there'll be a little sunspot there, a little ray hitting. Okay, and all these little other things happening. Okay, so you can see that kind of taking shape there. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this permanent red. A little bit of this light magenta to it. Okay, and just going to sort of glaze the outside like this. Do that, and then that adds a lot more glow and shine. And you just put a little bit of these things in like that, yeah. Okay, and it's just kind of something like that. And I'll glaze this as well across there, see, without covering that up. And you can see how that just kind of makes that pop and zing like that, see? And I'll even put just some of that even over here. Take just Cad Yellow now. And right here, I want to add this little bokeh light thing here. Kind of how the sun's sort of hitting right here. And it's showing up in this kind of a different way. Yeah, I'll even put that in here just a little bit. Okay, just kind of like that. Even throw some of that in here maybe. Okay. Now what I want to do is take a little bit of Cad Yellow again, and this time add just a touch of white to it. It's just to make it more opaque so it shows up more. Okay, and what I want to do is just part of this. I just kind of want to do part of this right here, not the whole thing. Just gives that bokeh light play more satisfaction in that kind of a way, like that. See that? Like that. Now if I get a little bit more Cad Orange and a little bit more Magenta, I can come in here and go back over some of this. And just kind of tap it out like that. See that? Yeah. Kind of a different reflection, I know. You'd think that it would just be like this general, or, you know, normal kind of a reflection on the water like you would see. But in this case, I wanted to do something different here with this image here, and just, I don't know, just kind of add some interest, I think, and just something that's unlike the normal. And it's variety. I'm a fan of variety. If you see my painting videos, you'll see I have so many different types of paintings. I have the still life, the animals, the out of focus bokeh, some landscape stuff, all kinds of different stuff. So definitely check that out if you dig these lessons. Check out my playlist. I've got Christmas and Halloween stuff, and I've got vintage cars that I've done a few of those. Really nice stuff. All right, so something like that. I'm just kind of taking these to another level. See that? This whole out of focus thing here. And once again, I'm going to take again some yellow and some Cad Yellow and white. And I want to hit these guys again. These very direct kisses on the sun, on the sand here. And that sun, that brilliant, awesome sun. Okay, I'm going to take my number 2 beat up brush again, and I want to go back into that dark value again. And I'm going to get some white now to make it that light value. Okay, just kind of mixing this up again. Okay. And something like this. Okay, this light lavender color again. And once again, I just want to kind of do this. Okay, so I flipped my image back over, and as you can see, I've got a bird in the distance that I'm going to make bokeh out of focus here. And then, I don't know if you can see this very well, but I had some black wax transfer paper that showed up just a little bit. It doesn't come in too much, but as you can see, I've got the birds laid out here. So I'm going to start blocking them in, but before I do, I'm going to take again my number 2 beat up flat brush here. And I'm going to go back into some of this light violet color here. Just a little bit of paint on the brush. And around the birds here, I want it more light so that these guys can pop off there, since they're going to be similar values here. Okay, I'm going to go now to some light magenta here, and I'm going to get some titanium white into that. Okay, something like that. And I just want to hit just some of these little bokeh light little things here. You just kind of have those kind of, just that a little bit. Okay, maybe something like that. Okay, so the light's kind of zinging there off of there. So without cleaning, I'm going to take now some Cad Orange. And again, more light magenta. Okay, it's this very vibrant, kind of fiery orange. And I just kind of want to put some of that right in here. Actually, let me add a little bit of red to that. Okay, something like this. Some of that magenta, some of that red. Let's go more of that value there. And not so much orange. Apologize for that. Okay, look, just like this. Just kind of gives it more of that glow and that gold tone to it. Kind of makes it more vibrant. Okay, a little bit of orange for the outside here. All right, something like that. I'm going to use my number 8 flat brush here, and it's got a nice edge and corners. I can really fill this in and get into some details. So with that said, I'm going to take that dark color again, but this time I'm going to leave the blue out, and I'm just going to go raw umber and this violet here. Okay, just kind of something like that. Just kind of mix those up. Okay, and just going to block this in generally where these colors go, where this is taking place here. And you can also use an angle brush, which I would say would be really easy to do with this. I've gotten used to moving these bristles out of the way a little bit, so sometimes I just kind of go with it. And I don't let it really get to me too much and just kind of go with these bigger brushes. Okay, now I'm going to get some titanium white. And I'm going to go with this lighter value now. Let's see on this guy here, actually on both of them, I'm going to go kind of down like this. Scratching details here. Okay, there's a little something up here, just showing some body on them. Okay, and getting his eye area here, getting some of his beak there. Okay, something like that. Okay, and just kind of something like that. Okay, so I'm going to clean this brush now, and I'm going to switch to a smaller brush now, number 6. And now I'm going to go into some permanent black. And I'm going to hit like the beak area right here. I really want to make this pop out of here, this beak, to make it very defined. Okay, like so. On his eye area here. So these leg areas in right here. Now, I'm gonna hit just some of this little water stuff here. See, kind of like that, it just kind of reflects their little legs here. Okay, and then down here, there's a little bit of his legs reflecting as well, reaching all the way over to this area here. Okay, a little break in this. Kind of like that, see that? A little bit right here from this guy. Okay, a little reflection there. Okay, so something like that. And I'm gonna clean the brush again. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go to a 3/8 angle brush here with that nice tip. This is a brand new one. You can see how nice the tips are to get into these really small areas here. And I'm actually gonna go to permanent black. I wanna make these birds show up just a little bit better and make them more defined and crisp and all that. So I'm actually gonna go in here now, just with the very tip. Okay, something like this. Now I'm going to go back into some more of this violet and some titanium white. Let me get more titanium white than that. So I want to make it a little bit different value. That's why instead of raw umber, now I have the black so that I can make a distinction here between the two birds here. So come down here and fill this area in like that, and then this guy down here like this. See, and now we can see it a little bit better. So just get some titanium white, a little bit more lavender, or that violet, okay, a little bit more white, a little bit more white. There we go. I want to make this show up a little bit better. Okay, something like that, maybe, yeah. And then I just want to get just some of this eye right here. And then okay, give this beak, let's see, it's got a little thing there, I don't know, on him. Okay, just these little feather details in his body and everything else. A little bit more permanent black this time again. And again, just with the edge of the brush, the very corner of the brush. And I can put these little eyes in here. I'd like to take just titanium white now. Okay, just by itself, and I want to hit just that very, very edge of them. Really shows the sun kind of hitting off them right like that. See that? It's these little things that come together to make this pop and give it more of a thing like this. So, okay. of details. See that? Like that. Working this light value around. I still got some of that lavender in there, just a little bit. Not much though. And okay, I'm going to just take some black now and just a little bit of that lavender or violet color here. I want to knock back just some of this right here. See that? You just knock back anything anytime. So here we go, just something like this. Okay, so you can mess with these however, as much as you want or as little as you want. That's pretty much the layout for those birds there. Now what I want to do is go back to my beat up number 2 flat brush here, and I want to do this guy in a bokeh way. That's why I'm using my number 2 flat that's tore up here. It's going to allow me to do that. So I'm going to take some burnt umber, some raw umber to darken it just a little bit, and mix those browns. And now I'm going to take some permanent red, and again, some of that raw umber to it. And I'm going to wipe a lot of that paint off the brush. A lot. And I just want to very, very lightly just kind of lay it down in a very fuzzy manner like this. Yeah, see that? And I'll just fill this in right here. Okay, something like that. And now what I want to do is take just raw umber by itself, and I'm going to go in just the very center. I don't want to take it all the way to the edge. Okay, just like that. See that? And then also a little bit in here. Just a little bit, not much. Okay, kind of something like that, yeah. All right, now I'm going to wipe that paint off the brush, and I want to take just a little bit of red, just a teeny bit, maybe a little bit of orange in there. Okay, not much. A little bit of burnt umber to that, not much. Okay, a little bit of Cad Yellow. Okay, I'm going to wipe a lot of that paint off the brush, most of it off the brush. And check this out, I want to go on the very outside like this. Very, very light pressure with my brush on just the bottom side of the wing here of this distant bird that's going to be out of focus. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Got a little wide there on me. Okay, I want to be very careful not to go too wide and get this red all in my nice, sunset area here. Okay, so I'm just fuzzing this over, as you can see, just like that. And just gives that bokeh effect a really cool look this way. See, I'll even go around this. See, just kind of like that. I'm going to take just a little bit of orange into that yellow. Okay, just kind of something like that. And again, lots of paint off that brush. And I want to go, again, kind of on the outside here and kind of into it a little bit, into this darker stuff, and it's going to really fade it out. See, like this. A lot of times with the bokeh, it's when we blend, it's because it's kind of like it's getting rid of some of it, like it's disappearing into the background or into something else, and that's what that out of focus really shows when we do that. So As you can see, when I do this very well like this, it really just ramps it up and takes us to a whole new world. I mean, look at that. It's just awesome. Okay, so something like that. And that gives that out of focus really well to it. Okay, I went ahead and signed, and I want to thank you guys so much for all of your watch time support and following along. I hope this lesson was clear. Let me know down below in the comments if you have questions or how this went for you. Let me know if there's anything I can change or make better for you in any way. And totally give this one a shot. This is super easy, a good way to practice blending, doing some bokeh stuff, doing a few little details in a very forgiving world where you can just push colors around and cover up what you don't like and have as many chances as you need to turn something out to your liking and to your satisfaction. So again, let me know down below how this went. And until next time, happy painting, everyone.